And we will start in about 5 minutes. Everyone, we'll start in about 5 minutes. Okay, let's go ahead and we will get started. I've already verified that our court reporter is online. Let's go on the record. Today is July 23rd, 2025. The current time is 7:26 p.m. The answer portion has just concluded. The commission schedules this local.
Oh, sorry, this is the court reporter. I lost the judge. I don't know. Is anybody else having issues?
I don't hear him either.
Lost him as well.
Lost him.
Public. All
This is Mitchell. I've lost him as well.
Good evening. This is Commissioner Kochmeyer.
Evening, Commissioner Kolkmeyer. It's Mitchell. I think we're lost our signal with the judge and just trying to get him back.
Do we need it?
Back now.
Okay.
Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Let's get started back again. Thank you all for being patient. Having some connection difficulties. Forrest, I'm sure that you're on the line. Can I get an audio from you or thumbs up that you can still hear my audio?
Yes, Judge. Judge, we can hear you, sir.
Oh, okay, great, great. Sorry about that, everyone. Let's go ahead and get started again. Let's go on the record. Today is July 23rd, 2025. The current time is about 7:30 p.m. The question and answer portion of the local public hearing is what you just participated in, and I do hope everyone was able to get all of their questions answered. The commission sets their local public hearings into two sections, the first being that question and answer portion, and the second being the testimonial portion, and that's what we're about to start now. The commissioners won't be able to answer your questions today because they do have to remain impartial until after the evidence is presented at the evidentiary hearing. The Missouri Public Service Commission has set this time for a local public hearing to give members of the public a chance to comment about Liberty's request for a rate increase. This is case number.
Judge, this is Commissioner Coleman. You're breaking up again. And you have frozen now.
Hello all, can you hear me now? This is Charles.
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Oh, thank you, Forrest. I appreciate that. I have called in. Let's go ahead and we will restart the hearing again. Let's go on the record. It is July 23rd, 2025. The time is 7:32 p.m. The question and answer portion of the hearing is what just occurred. The commission does divide their hearing into local public hearings into two portions. The second portion is the testimonial portion, which is where the commissioners will hear your comments about the pending rate case. This is the Liberty request for rate increase. This is case number ER 2024-0261. My name is Charles Hatcher. I'm the regulatory law judge that will be overseeing this hearing. I do apologize for my connection issues. Hopefully that has been taken care of. The commission does regulate the rates charged by public utility companies in Missouri to ensure that those rates are just and reasonable. The commission also regulates the quality of service and safety of operations of public utilities. The commission is made up of 5 commissioners, and there is one vacancy at the moment. The commissioners include Chair Kayla Hahn, Commissioner Maida Coleman, Commissioner Glenn Kolkmeyer, and Commissioner John Mitchell. With me today are all 4 currently serving commissioners. Would any commissioner like to make an opening statement?
Sure, Judge Hatcher. This is Chair Hahn. Just want to take a second and welcome everyone to the local public hearing this evening. We know that you could do a lot of things with your evening time, so we really appreciate you spending your time tonight offering us your comments. This part of the rate case process is a very important one because it's one where we get to hear directly from the public. So we will be listening intently and just appreciate you coming on tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. And now we'll turn to the parties, and I'd ask them to go ahead and enter their appearance for the record. For Liberty.
Good evening, Judge. This is Diana Carter for the Empire District Electric Company, doing business as Liberty.
Thank you. And for the staff of the commission.
Good evening, Your Honor. I'm Eric Vandergriff representing staff. Our business address is the Governor Office Building at 200 Madison Street, P.O. Box 360, Jefferson City, Missouri, 65102.
Thank you. And for the Office of the Public Counsel.
Nathan Williams, appearing on behalf of the Office of the Public Counsel and the public. My information is already in the record.
Thank you. And we have had a number of intervening parties in this case, and I would offer them the opportunity to introduce themselves if they would like. Go ahead. Okay, hearing none. This is a fairly well-attended hearing, so we do need to limit the time that we can allow for each speaker. The reason that we do limit the time is so that the commission can make sure that they hear your comments as well as all of your neighbors' comments who have come out to the public hearing. So I will be having a timer set for 3 minutes for each commenter. And at the end of the 3 minutes, I will just let you know that your time is up and ask you to finish your thought. Now, I would ask that everyone please be polite and courteous and respect everyone's opinions, just the same as you would ask of them. And we do have a couple of names signed up in advance, so I will be calling on those witnesses first. And what I will do is I will announce that name. And then since this is a WebEx hearing, it's going to be a little bit different. But to let you know, if you're on a telephone, it is pressing *6 to unmute yourself. And if you're on the WebEx app on your phone or computer, then it's just a button to unmute yourself. At that time, I'll swear you in and then ask you to spell your last name and ask you to go ahead and make your comments to the commission. With that said, let's go ahead and we will start our testimony portion of the evening. The first name I have on my list is Amanda Russell. Amanda Russell. And it's *6 to unmute.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, yes,
Hello?
thank you. Is this Miss Russell?
Yes, it is.
Yes, thanks you. And before we get started, would you go ahead and please spell your last name for our court reporter?
My last name is spelled Russell.
Thank you, ma'am. And now I'll go ahead and swear you in. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Go ahead and give us your comments.
I just had one question. I tried to get in on the Q&A before the hearing, but I just wanted to know, like, this doesn't seem like the normal process to me. I just wanted to know why the public, like, why we didn't have the hearing prior to all of the updates, and talk about it, and then maybe make this increase like in increments instead of asking for the 30 to 40% all at once after they made a bunch of improvements that they, it hadn't been discussed with the public. That's kind of, I was just wondering why why it's been allowed, I guess, or why we're allowing for. I mean, it feels like we don't really have an option at this point, because the improvements have already been made. Like, why wasn't this a hearing or a discussion prior to the improvements being done?
Well, the commissioners can't answer the question because they need to remain impartial because the evidence is still being presented in this case. So I'll try and answer what I can with some broad strokes, but I would advise that you might contact the Office of the Public Counsel to discuss this further to get some information, or for contacting the staff counsel for the staff of the commission. But how this is working is nothing has been decided yet. A rate case operates very similar to a court case. The company files their request, and then that starts an 11-month process of the commission reviewing, getting public input, and then culminating with an evidentiary hearing and then a decision by the commissioners. Right now, we're very early in that process. This is going to the public and asking for their input at this point. Right now, procedurally in the case, the company has filed what we call their pre-filed direct testimony, and all the parties will end up having a total of 3 rounds of expert testimony offered in this case. So they've only offered the very first step, and I believe we've just in the last few days had another round of testimony. So nothing has been decided yet. I don't know if that might help with understanding how the process is working. But
Yes,
I really
I mean,
can't.
I understand, but I feel like, I know that the rate increase is just proposed, and then, it's still being decided, but I feel like before they made all of the, this huge, I just feel like the 30 to 40% rate increase is a really large increase, and I just don't understand why it wasn't a discussion, the improvements weren't a discussion prior to asking for the increase, and then maybe, over time, and do the increase in smaller increments instead of asking for this larger sum of money from people, just 5 or 6 years after the last rate increase. And so, I mean, I just it feels kind of like it's a very large increase
Ma'am,
out of
there is
nowhere.
no.
I'm new to the area also, so and it's just not what I'm used to, as far as whenever it comes to like increases in your utility bill.
I understand, but Ms. Russell, there is no increase. There is a
Not
request
yet.
for an increase. We're
I
only
agree.
talking about
Yes,
the
I
request.
understand.
Okay. Well, I'm afraid
That's kind of why I wanted to get my question in before the Q&A, and then you guys said my name. So, I mean, I kind of feel, that was just my question. So I don't know if, I understand that there's no increase that's been made yet. I understand that it's all, this is a discussion, and that was just my question. So.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you. Did you have any statement?
That's all I
that you want-
had. I didn't have anything else.
Okay. Not a problem. I understand. The next witness I have on my list is Rebecca S. And this would be Rebecca S. with the phone number ending in 5967. And I just want to remind you it is *6 to unmute.
Hello?
Yes, hello?
Yes.
Who's this?
This is Becca.
Yes, Rebecca. Thank you very much. I am going to need your last name for our court reporter.
Stevens, Stephenens.
Thank you, Ms. Stevens. Let me go ahead and swear you in. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. And please go ahead with your comments.
Okay, well, I just want to put on there for the record that I strongly oppose this increase. In my opinion, I think it's worse than highway robbery. But I realize there has not been a rate increase as of yet, but every year the Liberty and also American Water, which I know you're not discussing American Water, but those two companies ask for a rate increase every year, and I don't think it seems to matter how many people oppose those increases, because it's not like most of us out here are made out of money, but they always seem to get everything they ask for. And I can go all the way back to 2011 after that tornado came through here and devastated Joplin. People lost their lives, their children, everything they had was totally destroyed. And the electric company couldn't wait to go on there and ask for a rate increase because their insurance or whatever they have didn't cover all their costs. And they had a deductible to pay. Well, did they think about all the people that lost their homes and everything, about the deductible they had to pay or anything that they lost? No, they were just concerned about what they needed and not the lives lost or anybody, all the devastation that happened here. They were just concerned about the money having to come out of their pocket to pay for telephone poles or whatever. So no, I'm not pro for the utility company Liberty to get their increase that they're asking for. This is just way too much. You know, I just paid an electric bill July 1st. It had went up to $142.06 on what I paid on July 1st. I just got a new bill that's actually due the end of this month, the 31st, and it's already gone up over $100. My new bill is already I don't know what I did with it. Oh, here it is. $247.38, up from that $142.06 I just paid. So I don't know how in the heck they expect people to keep forking out all of this money, and they've got to be making money and putting money in their pockets. I'm sure they're taking big raises, or they need to have cutbacks on their spending and what in the heck they're doing. I mean, they're a business, for crying out loud. They should expect to have these other things pop up just like a household does. They're a business. They need to start paying their own stuff and quit expecting all the people out here in these towns to have to fork out all this money to cover their costs. So
Thank you, Ms.
that's my
Stevens.
gripe for today.
Thank you. I appreciate you coming out tonight and telling the commission your comments.
Okay, well, I'm not sure it's going to do any good, but at least I got it off my chest. And I'd like to thank you for listening to me.
Absolutely. We'll move on. I don't have any other pre-registered witnesses on my list, so I'll open it up to participants that are here in attendance on the WebEx. It is *6 to unmute yourself. It will be a little bit disorganized. I can't see any of you because I had to call in due to some technical difficulties. But what we'll try and do is have everyone just speak up one at a time with your name, and then I can go ahead and ask you to spell your last name and swear you in and go from there.
Hello.
If you're on your
This is
yes, who is this?
This is Tim Bodine. Last name is spelled Bodine.
Thank you, Mr. Bodine. And let me go ahead and swear you in. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. Please go ahead with your comments to the commission.
Okay. Thank you for taking my call. I was just reaffirming the other two callers that have called in. I'm not in favor of such an exorbitant rate increase. And as you defined this, Judge, when you introduced this to us, it's up to the commission to decide if these are just and reasonable rates. And I think anyone looking at this proposed rate increase, it's neither just or reasonable. I understand the cost that went into the infrastructure changes, and some of those, maybe all of those needed to be done. But I'm also in favor of considering what the customer wants to do when they enter into these ideas of wanting to make all of these changes. And it needs to be something that needs to be discussed ahead of time in terms of dollars and cents. I do understand that they've promoted it. They've told us what all the improvements that they've made. But in the end, if the customers can't pay for this, then what good is it to do the improvements? So it's not that they can't be done, but maybe over time these need to be done. And I would say that goes along with the rate increases. If there needs to be rate increases, you know, we understand that. We've all lived through rate increases, but they have to be done over time. And yeah, I think it's disingenuous to customers to ask them to step up and carry this heavy burden all at once. And there needs to be a plan to recoup these costs over time. I may also point out, you know, that Liberty, in fact, is a subsidiary of a much larger Canadian publicly traded corporation, Algonquin Power and Utilities Corporation. And some burden needs to lie with the parent company to assist being able to temper this and make it easier for the customers to digest all of this. So the bottom line is I'm not in favor of these because they're not just and reasonable. Not that I'm not in favor of any rate increase, but what they're proposing here is not just and reasonable. Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you, Mr. Bodine. I appreciate you calling in and participating this evening. Do we have another witness who would like to give their comments to the commission? It's *6 to unmute yourselves. Yes, go ahead. Who's this?
This is Lori Bungard. I tried to get in earlier and I don't know if we were having technical. I could hear everything, but you guys could not hear me on the question side. But a lot of them were bringing up the same issues that I would like to be addressed. And I think Liberty has failed extremely on that. The first lady that had some questions regarding the area and income, they're wanting a 30 or 30% increase on over
Sorry,
80%
Judge,
of the
she
people
gets
in
sworn in
the
there?
area. Oh, sorry,
I'm sorry, who was that?
I don't think I did.
That was the court reporter. Should she
Lori
get sworn in?
Gard.
Thank
I
you, Ms.
swear
Bogart.
to the
The court reporter,
Constitution and everything else.
Ms. Beauregard, if I can interrupt for just a moment. I think that was the court reporter. Can I help you?
Yeah, sorry, I don't think she got sworn in yet.
Nope, she sure didn't. I was going to let her go ahead and testify and swear her in the end, but since we're here, we'll go ahead and do that now. Thank you. Ms. Bogard, let me go ahead and swear you in. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Sorry about the interruption. Please go ahead.
Okay. I have a very educated background. So I'm not a dumb person when it comes to know that a business cannot budget or finance their money appropriately. There should be a capital line budget for the large budget items like for infrastructure that should already be planned out. The second has to do with the first lady that came on earlier in the earlier session, and I was not able to get addressed, but we have over an 80+% of the population in this area, and that's being probably very underestimated, is on a limited or very low income. And the mechanisms that are there do not help probably 60% of that population. So if you can't pay your bill, like the lady was asking earlier, or another minimum, they just shut you off. I will tell you that plain and simple. They have no qualms about it. They are after the almighty dollar, which they cannot properly budget. There is a monopoly as well in this area, which should not be tolerated, because we have no other option other than going out with electricity for 12 months and trying to find a different co-op to go to, or going full solar or whatever, which they are increasingly making that more difficult for people. I understand there's infrastructure issues, but they need to be addressed in a public manner, in a budget that is not only should be approved not just by the commission, but it should have some public input on that as well. I would actually like to see proof of their losses versus gains in the administration's wages. And the other thing that they said they did not bill for stuff that was hours away from us that they had in Kansas, because I live in Southwest Missouri, and that is incorrect, because I even called them on it and they wouldn't do anything about it. It was for stuff that happened in Kansas, and they've been billing me every month for I don't know how long, at least a year. I know that much. I can go back and look, but I'm being billed for something that's not even in my area, and then being told I wasn't billed when it is on my bill. And when I call, they said, well, everybody, it's just something they're doing. I'm sorry. That's mismanagement of funds by I think electricity. If I've lived in different states, this is the highest electric place that I or any of my relatives have ever been. I've been in the service. I've been in different states. I know what they run. This is mismanagement, a monopoly, and I think it's unfair to take care of citizens that have a limited or fixed income, which can't take the 30 or 40%. Mine just went up over the last month or so. Like that one lady was saying, $100. Mine goes up anywhere from $70 to $100 every single time without a snag. So I would be looking more into this company and seeing if we can get some other resources for the people in this area, because we cannot tolerate this any longer. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Bogart. I appreciate you calling in and being with us tonight. Do we have any other witnesses on the line that would like to give their comments?
Yes, my name's Tim Peters.
Thank you, Mr. Peters. Let me get you sworn in. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
I do.
Thank you, and go ahead with your comments.
Okay. So since the Public Service Commission, the PSC, is a governing entity to approve this rate increase, it should be said that they have a great responsibility upon the commission to properly evaluate the request of Liberty Utilities to increase the electric rates for thousands of Missouri customers. The customer should be the number one priority. According to the revised statute, section 393, 150.2, any hearing involves a rate increase. Burden of proof is on the electric company to prove, which they're, of course, proposing to do. As a captive customer of Liberty Utility, we respectfully ask that the sources of the information that the PSC uses to evaluate this request of Liberty Utilities, who is a subsidiary of Algonquin based in Canada, and are these independent sources comparing the rates in the same market area, which I know this was discussed earlier, and it's our understanding that other electric rates of comparable public utilities such as White River, Ozark Electric, Springfield City are already lower than the current Liberty Utility rates. Current Liberty Utility is asking for 30-40% increase on the rates that are already higher than others in the same market. If we could see the same independent research data that PSC uses to make this decision, then perhaps we could fully evaluate and understand the request better. Liberty Utility states it costs them more to operate than others for various reasons. Maybe other providers would be a better option to provide electricity to the customers versus Liberty. Liberty states it's less expensive for them to supply service to urban areas, and maybe that's a better market for them. And maybe the rural market's not where they need to be. Liberty representative at Nixa and tonight both said that they have promised their shareholders a 10% annual return on their investment. In addition, if they can't get that rate of return, then they won't continue to invest. If this were a company that is in a competitive environment, therefore the competition would work to keep the quality and the cost of products and services in check. But since it is not it is necessary that a public utility has an exclusive territory, which Liberty Utility and White River actually was approved in 2022 to have territories. And by definition, it's a captive market. No competition. PSC serves as that governing factor, not the open market through competition. PSC, as appointees by the governor, is a critical position of public trust. Liberty Utilities, Algonquin, as a parent Canadian company, admits that their priority is the stockholders, not the citizens and customers of Missouri, through these meetings and their own website. In a broader sense, it should be recognized that 30% to 40% increase will have an inflationary effect on our local economy, increasing the cost of goods and services. It would have the same effect as a tax increase would, but in this case, the excess revenue will benefit a select few investors, many of which are own preferred stock in a foreign country. Again, since Liberty Utilities cannot provide the affordable electrical service based on the comments of thousands of people that have spent their time and effort to participate in these hearings, perhaps the PSC should encourage other electrical providers who are currently providing more economical service in the current Liberty Utility areas to actually take over those areas, make us a better economic fit for the customers, for these other co-ops and these other entities to provide the service versus Liberty Utility. We ask the PSC to evaluate this price increase based upon independent local market comparison, not by what Canadian-based Algonquin stockholders expect as a return on investment. And that's the end of my comment.
Thank you, Mr. Peters. I appreciate you being here tonight. And just to confirm, your last name is spelled Peters. Is that correct?
That is correct. And I'm in the next
Thank you
area.
very much. Okay, I appreciate
Judge,
that.
Judge
Yes, who's
Tim
this?
Bodine has raised his hand to testify. Tim Bodine.
I believe Tim Bodine already testified.
I did. I did.
He did.
My apologies. My apologies for interrupting. Then I just saw that come up on my screen.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
not a problem. Hey, I appreciate the heads up.
And I appreciate his testimony, but he did a good job. So
Thank you. I appreciate everyone's patience bearing with me while I made 3 different call-in attempts. Do we have any other witnesses? *6 if you're on your phone and have called in like I have. It's *6 to unmute.
Your Honor, I'd like to make a comment.
Yes, who is this?
This is Rick Vogt. The last name is spelled V-O-G-T.
Thank you, Mr. Vogt. Let me go ahead and swear you in. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
I do.
Thank you, Mr. Vogt. Please go ahead with your comment.
So I'd like to represent a small little section of Liberty's coverage, which is Cedar County. Cedar County has a population of roughly 14,400 people. We have an average age of about 44, and we have a high percentage of people over 65. The interesting statistic is that our household medium income is around $45,000. If you look at $150 monthly electric bill, that equates to about 3.95% of a household income. With the increase that Liberty is looking for, it will raise that to roughly $209 a month, which would be roughly 5.5% of the household income. I feel like this increase is very excessive for a one-time ask moving forward, and would like to see the commission and also the public council to work out some arrangements to stagger these type of increases over years instead of just massive hits all at one time. And that is all I have to comment on.
Thank you, Mr. Vogt. I do appreciate you calling in and participating tonight. Do we have anyone else that would like to give their comments to the commission? If you've called in, it is *6 to unmute. Or if you're on the app, you have a button there that says unmute. I'll give it another 30 seconds or so, but if I don't have another speakers, then I'll be going ahead and ending our public hearing this evening. Again, it's *6 if you're on a phone to unmute.
Hi, yes, this is Samantha Rippey. I'd like to give a comment.
Yes, Ms. Rupi, can I ask you to spell your last name first?
Yes, R-I-P-P-E-E.
Thank you, and let me swear you in. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
I do.
Thank you. Please go ahead.
So I wanted to comment that Liberty is a part of a larger conglomerate, Algonquin, and when we're comparing the rate request increases across all of their other subsidiaries, it is exceptional. It's close to that $100 million mark, and the other other groups that they have don't even come close to touching it. They have an operating profit that's adjusted EBITDA of $1 billion when you round it up. It's just substantial. While Liberty is working with smaller operating margins, by all accounts, their parent company is doing quite well. They saw a 50 million increase in electricity across all of their divisions year over year. So it's not necessarily that their electric portion of their power supply business isn't doing well either. That isn't even to speak to some of their other areas. Overall, natural gas, they still had an increase in profit year over year. If we're talking about the impact to our citizens, um, we need to take into account the cost of living in this area and the impact to people here. I know businesses are in a place to make a profit, but it's a large multinational organization. Are we really going to make a detriment to local citizens to make sure that individuals, who aren't even here, who are making money, they're paying a dividend currently? You'll note that not every publicly traded company pays a dividend. You do that when you're doing really well. Are we going to allow this sudden increase on the community here to the benefit of a large organization? We're not saying that they don't deserve to get some more money back necessarily, but the increase they're asking is just so substantial. It'll be a burden on the community, and to expect that it won't come back on community services to try to fill the gap is, I would say, naive at best. The community is going to be asked to try to fill this gap, and that it could either be through medical services for exposure to heat when people get their power cut off, or the same kind of instances when we go into the winter when it's too cold. So I'd ask the commission to take into account the impact on the larger community and the health benefits that it will have for the community, and not pay this money out to a large corporation instead. That's the end of my comment.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate you calling in and giving us your comments tonight.
Thank you.
I'll open the floor back up if anyone would like to give their comments to the commission on this case. It's *6 to unmute if you're on a phone. I guess I should say it's *6 to unmute if you have called in on your phone's telephone function. Okay, last call for witnesses. I'm going to go ahead and end the hearing. All right. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Are there any closing remarks from the commissioners?
Yes, Judge. Chair Hahn, on behalf of all the commissioners, we are thankful that you took time out of your evening when you can be spending time with your families, and we appreciate your comments and feedback. So thanks for spending the time tonight. Appreciate it.
Yes, I'd like to echo those comments, and also say thanks to all of our participants and the commissioners' patience, as well as all the council for waiting for me to get my tech in order. I do appreciate everyone working with me on that. If anyone knows of someone else that couldn't be here tonight that would like to still make comments, the commission does accept written comments, and you can go to the Public Service Commission's website, and that is psc.mo.gov. Again, that is psc.mo.gov. And in the upper right-hand corner of that website is a link that says submit comments. Just make sure to put down this case number. And this case number is ER-2024-0261. Again, the case number is ER-2024-0261. I hope everyone has a good night. Thank you. We are adjourned and we are off the record. Thank you all.
Judge.